Hi guys, so today is December 23rd. I know this is going up a little bit later, but I just got so excited to film this that I wanted to film one. I did just film my introduction, so I am in the same outfit. That's why there's a Christmas tree, and before each of these videos, I will be telling you the date, just because I still am getting Birchbox, and I'm not on a complete no-buy. I'm trying to be, but sometimes it doesn't work out, so I always will tell you the date. And like I said, I do get Birchbox, and there's probably 1 to 2 makeup samples, sometimes more, in there a month, so those get kind of thrown in. So anyways, we're just gonna get started. I wrote down my 2014 where I was in here, and then I have the products to talk to you about. So this first one is going to be about face primers, eye primers, and face powders. I'm really excited about these 3 categories because I feel like I've met my goal, or it's a goal that, or it's a number that I'm really comfortable having. So we'll start with face primers. Last November 2014, I had 5. Now I have 2, and these actually I've gotten in the last 6 months, and I'm so excited to be able to say that, which sounds terrible, but there was a point that I had so much makeup that I wasn't using anything that I had bought in the last 6 months. So I'm really excited to share with you that I did get these in the last 6 months. I believe I got this in July, so it's right on that 6-month mark, but I've been using this the last month and a half or 2 months. And I feel like I have made a lot of progress on this. This isn't a primer I would repurchase. It's a really moisturizing primer, which I think is helping my face in the winter, but I'd rather have one that's more like a skin tone. And I don't know if this really helps me. This is I forgot to even tell you, the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Primer. And this is more of a lotion primer. I don't really know if it helps my makeup stay. I've been using some older foundations. So I think that has a lot to do with it versus the primer. But I like primers that have a little bit of color to them to really help, my face, because I have some discoloration, and just having a primer that kind of has more skin tone color just helps, because I put less product on it in general if my primer can already do that. So this is not one that I'd repurchase, but I've been using it, and I believe I got this in July. So there's that. The other primer I got is just a sample. I got it in my Birchbox in October, I believe, and it's just the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I like it. It's more, I feel like it does hold my makeup on longer than the CoverGirl one, and I've had the full size of this, and I just want the Bare Minerals Primetime Foundation Primer and maybe one other primer. I don't mind having 2 face primers, just because if I run out of this, then I don't have to run out right away and get another one. So I'm okay with having 2 face primers. I'd be okay with 1, but I do think they help most of the time help my foundation stay on. So if there is a foundation primer that you really like, let me know down below, because when I finish this one, I'll want to get another one, just because foundation primers, I use them almost every day, probably 5 to 7 times a week, to be honest. So I go through them pretty quickly. So anyways, the next one is eye primers, and I had 4 in 2014, November of 2014. They're both e.l.f. eyelid primers, and now I have 2. So I had these 2 and the 2 e.l.f. eyelid primers, and I think those do just a fine job. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, just the original. And I've had this for such a long time. It came with my Naked palette, which I've had for a long time. I don't even remember. But this has the stopper out of it, so it's almost gone. And then the other one I have is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray Eyeshadow Primer. The one that I'm going to try after these 2 is by Wet n Wild, because a lot of times I do use cream eyeshadows, so I don't need one that, my Maybelline Color Tattoos stay on for such a long time. I can tell a difference if I use these. If I want to go to work for 8 hours and by the end of the day my eyeshadow is starting to fade, then I don't need a primer. But if I'm gonna go to work for 8 hours, then I have a meeting, then I have to go eat dinner, and I still have to look presentable, then an eyeshadow primer is essential. So I don't go through these super fast, but I like having one. And so 1 to 2, kind of like with the face primers, I don't mind having 2 because then when this is done, I can just go straight to this one. So 1 to 2 for eye primers, so kind of similar with the face primers. I'm really excited that I've got to that number. The next thing is face powders. And I had 5 last November 2014. Some of them were samples, but I have 2 new ones. I did not have these last year at all. This Neutrogena one I got in April, and this is the one I'm working on because the foundation that I'm currently working on, it matches it. So this is the Neutrogena Powder Foundation in Natural Ivory. So it just looks like this. It's pretty good. It can look a little bit powdery, and I'd rather have a powder that's translucent just because my skin does tend to change colors in the summer and winter. And so just having a translucent powder works better. And then if I have like put like a cream blush on it, just a cream blush, then I can set it with like a translucent powder. So I have a few that I'm looking at, but this is the one I'm currently using. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see, I've been able to start to see the ring. So that's super exciting about that. And the other one is an Almay Smart Shade Smart Balance in 010 Pale Light. And I actually have 2 foundations that go with it that my sister-in-law gave to me, but I'm going to use this Neutrogena one, and then the foundation will probably be, I'm assuming, somewhere finished close to this, and then I'll go on to my Almay ones. I didn't buy them at the same time. I was gifted the Neutrogena foundation and powder at the same time, but my Almay ones I was not. But I got this one in June, I believe June or July, from the Sears outlet. So this is what it looks like. I used it in the summertime. That's kind of why it's all mixed up, but it's just a really light color because you just mix them all together. But it's just a really, really light color, and I think it will work really well. So I've been really liking these. I do like the Rimmel Stay Matte translucent powder, and then there's another one I want to try. I think it's the Airspun. That's more of a loose powder, so I want to try both of those. And that's kind of, those are the 2 that I would purchase when one of those is gone, because I don't want to have more than 2 powders. These 3 categories, I don't want to have more than 2 in any of them, but I don't mind having 2. So that's kind of where I'm at with those, the face primers, eye primers, and face powders. I am so excited that I've reached my goal for these 3 categories, and next time I update you, I hope that I still have the same amount, or maybe less, I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to talk to you later. I hope you have a wonderful day, and come back next Saturday to see probably foundations and BB creams. Bye!